What historical event can accurately be referred to as a bruh moment? When Khosrau I of the Sassanid Empire literally built an exact, better version of Antioch just to show off to the Byzantines. Especially their attention to detail. Apparently Khosrau asked a random citizen if he was happy to see his house again. The guy answered yes, but that he would miss a tree he used to have in his courtyard. The next day Khosrau had a tree planted in his yard. And I miss the pile of gold I had buried in the backyard. The War of the Bucket. There was a long-standing tension between rival cities, and eventually some thought it would be brilliant to steal a single oak bucket from the center of the city. When the city threatened war unless the bucket was returned, they laughed it off. This caused a war where hundreds died. The victors still have the bucket on display in their city. Modena, the city that stole the bucket, still has it and displays it in a public building over 600 years later. To be fair, it is a pretty nice bucket. Wanna go steal the bucket and start another war? When 3 dudes claimed to be Pope and all got excommunicated. Was it like a Mexican standoff and they all excommunicated each other simultaneously? Nah, they were fighting to be Pope, and the powerful of the church made a council that went like, you get excommunicated, and you too, not to forget about you, that guy is Pope now. President Garfield's death. He was shot in an assassination attempt. The bullet didn't hit anything important and he would have lived if not for the infection he got from all the dirty fingers trying to dig the bullet out. I guess soap didn't exist back then. To add to Garfield's death, they tried to use a metal detector to detect the bullet, not realizing the bed mattress was spring. Lots of exploring in the wrong area. Edit, wrong president. My co-teacher was wrong. Second edit, McKinley could have been x-rayed at the time of his assassination to find the bullet but wasn't. They both more than likely died cause of the doctors and not the bullets. Thomas Fitzpatrick drunkenly stealing a plane on a bet. Twice. The second time was better though, because he was bragging about stealing a plane and landing it in the street in Manhattan, and some other drunk was like, bullshit. Rather than argue with this man, he just went right ahead and did it again, right then and there. Anyone insane enough to steal a plane and land it in Manhattan once is also insane enough to do it twice. And most certainly won't stand for having his word questioned by some drunk at a bar. Napoleon I coming back to conquer Europe after he already got defeated. Then he immediately got defeated again. Truth be told, Waterloo was a pretty close thing. Winning Waterloo wouldn't have meant shit for Napoleon. There were several more armies on the way and the coalition could easily afford trading casualties. Let's not forget that Napoleon was making plans for negotiations and he would have had a much stronger position to negotiate from had he won at Waterloo. 300 Australians trapped in a coastal African city held off thousands of Italians for months during World War II. Rats of Tobruk. We had lots of veterans from that battle in my town. The last one died a couple years ago. That reminds me of a similar situation, the Siege of Diu. Basically 600 Portuguese defended the city of Diu against 20,000 Turks. It lasted until only around 40 Portuguese were in fight conditions, but the captain ordered any who were not dead and woman to dress as man and for all stand tall at the walls while making as much noise as possible. For the Turks, after having lost thousands of men, seeing still so many Portuguese overflowing with fighting spirit, gave up and went home. 1. Assassination attempt on Andrew Jackson, where assassin tried to shoot Jackson from close quarters, but the powder didn't light, so he grabbed a second gun, and it didn't fire, so Jackson took his cane and started beating the man. 2. The term getting the ball rolling came from William Henry Harrison's campaign. After which, he won, mainly because he was the only candidate who didn't say anything about slavery, and he gave the longest inaugural speech in US history without a coat. In DC. In the rain. Ended up catching some disease and died like a month into his term, leaving John Tyler as president, who did practically nothing to reduce tensions between the North and South. 3. Sumner Brooks Affair. Andrew Jackson ignoring the Supreme Court ruling about Indians and removing them all anyways while basically saying what are you gonna do about it? Gotta be another bruh moment too. Kind of surprised the Supreme Court still has any power after the chit show. The destruction of Khwarezmia by Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan forged a peace treaty with the Shah of Khwarezmia. After the treaty was signed, the Khan sent a 500-man caravan to officially establish trade ties with the empire. However, the governor of the Khwarezmian city of Otrar had the entire caravan arrested, claiming they were conspiring against the empire. The Khan then sent 3 ambassadors, 1 Muslim and 2 Mongols, to the Shah negotiate the release of the caravan. The Shah had the Mongol ambassadors shaved bald and the Muslim ambassador beheaded before sending them back to the Khan. This angered the Khan, who considered ambassadors to be sacred and inviolable. So he led the Mongols over the Tian Shan mountains, and in less than 2 years the entire Khwarezmian civilization was completely wiped out. As each city in the empire was captured, the defenders were executed, women and children given to Mongol soldiers as slaves, artisans captured and sent back to Mongolia as servants, and the cities sacked. When the city where the Shah had been born surrendered, the Mongols broke the dams on the nearby rivers, causing a flood that literally wiped the city off the map. TL, Drive, never break a peace treaty with Genghis Khan. Till there were people the Khan thought inviolable. Edit, till lots of interesting stuff about Khan. Tire editors, you are amazing. Genghis Khan was a right bastard if you upset him, but he tried to be fair, at least as far as fair could be considered from a nomadic tribal way of life. He was a vengeful man, and really, after the first few guys, you'd think everyone else would have known to not stand against him.